1000. This is already the first version 1.0.0, and I'm going to show some of the new features compared to Wusik 4000. We have some options like the hiding parameter options, but what I'm going to show here on this video is the new custom filter. So let me do a quick preset here. Just going to use an envelope and a sound generator. So I'm just using a simple envelope and a super oscillator which has 16 oscillators per voice, so it's polyphonic. So I'm going to add now a custom filter. What is the custom filter? The custom filter allows you to use simple text files for a very simple scripting language we created. So here we have some examples. Let's see, I'm going to use the basic high pass here. So it loads the file, and these files are stored on the custom filter scripts folder that goes inside the Wusik 4000 or 8000 data folder, modules, filter, custom filter scripts. So there's just regular text files you can edit and create your own filters if you know a bit about DSP programming, or you just can play around with it. Another thing you can notice, I can share the Wusik 4000 and 8000 data folder for both programs. But let me show here. I have loaded the custom filter high pass. So I can just adjust the options here. So if I load the low pass instead, I can even use this like in a booster for my low frequencies. So I'm adjusting the wet and dry, so I'm just letting the sound, original sound and the filter sound mixing together. And I'm gonna load another one. Let's see, I want a bit crusher. Let me add here an oscilloscope so you can see what's happening. This is the original sound. So let's see what actually happens with the custom filter scripting. So let me say I want to take a look at the bit crusher. So we have first the parameters option, which allow us to define the parameters that shows on the module. So we have parameter 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to show just a quick briefing. We have the setup where we can create our variables, and we have the process that's called for each sample. And this script is converted into a very fast SE code. And if you open the default text file, it has all the explanation on how the scripting works. So you have different types of parameters you can define for each parameter. So let's say here I have the gain parameter is a knob, but I can select as a panning knob or on and off. And you have some global variables, the input of the audio, the output. We have a noise generator and a sample rate, because we need the sample rate for creating filters. And the scripting itself is very simple. Let me open here the bit crusher again. You can see I have created a t-bits variable, and it's being multiplied by the bits parameter here on the top, and I multiply it by 255. I can always use a variable here or a number, but if it's a number I have to add the point and the rest of the numbers, so the code knows it's a number. So if I go back here on my bit crusher, you can see the bits parameter here. It's just a knob, and I have the minimum and maximum values for it, the interval, the increments of the mouse. I can also add a spacer if I want. So if I put here a spacer and I reload my bit crusher, it's going to add a spacer on the right, sorry. So it's very easy to set up the parameters. And modulation, you can see on the bottom here we have modulation for all the 3 parameters, because they have set of modulation yes. So let me load again. Okay, there you go. So now I have used the max option to take the maximum number. So it's going to take always the maximum number I input on here on the 2 options. And you can read the default text file to understand a bit what I'm doing here. But it's very simple scripting, nothing fancy. You can see everything here. You can use the min and max. You have also if options and also other options here too. So it's very easy to use the custom filter. Then you just save as a new text file. Let me close my here. And when you reload the module, it's going to check all the text files on the list here and display on this menu here, so you can select which ones you want. So it's very simple scripting feature. You can create all kinds of things here. The other options of Wusik 8000, you can see here on the top, you have the display options. We have created all the videos showcasing these, and I'm going to create some other videos displaying the Wusik 8000 new options. You can see there where I have the custom modules wraparound parameters on Wusik 4000. These parameters here we're going to show on the bottom instead of the right area. This saves some space. So if I load my basic sample pair here, you can see that it's using better the space. Let me minimize my tree.
All systems functioning within normal parameter. All systems.
And you also have the audio input. I have a drum loop playing on the background on Sonar, which is fitting Wusik 8000. So the audio input is going to my stereo delay and chorus here. But I can also add, let's say I want a sound generator audio looper. Let me remove my sample player. It's feeding the audio looper now on continuous mode. Let me put a shorter loop. And I'm going to create another video showcase some other options, but you can have an idea. I have several new features on Wusik 8000. On this video I'm concentrating more on the custom filter. The custom filter, I forgot to say, it's polyphonic. So this is pretty much it for this video. We have seen some other options here on Wusik 1000, the custom filter, some other options, and there are more to show for other videos. Thanks for watching.